Don't forget to go to ashkicking.com for pound the best home health and beauty fragrance products.
Hi, I'm Bobby Dean, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So two of the most avoided fighters in the sport of boxing go at it on Twitter. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Terence Crawford ain't just hungry. This man is thirsty to prove that he is the best fighter in the world. Errol Spence is as well. But the fact that no one wants to even mention Errol Spence's name, and here Terence Crawford is moving up in weight, and he's challenging Errol Spence already. This is what Bud Terence Crawford had to say directly to Errol Spence. Let's make that basketball bet. And whenever we fight, we'll see how you gonna outbox me, walk me down, and who's smarter. Don't let the size fool you. And then Errol Spence, he responded by saying, bet, we can set that game up right after our fights. End quote. Rhetorical question time. How is it possible that you have two American fighters, two American champions, knockout artists, willing to fight the best competition? They don't duck or dodge anyone. And yet, they still get denied for Hope Insurance. That's right. No Apple commercials, no Foot Locker commercials, just knockout after knockout over the best competition. Right now, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, they are starting to become the modern day Black Murderers Row. For those of you guys who've never heard of the Black Murderers Row, this is a true story. It was a group of contenders in the 40s and 50s, middleweights, black middleweights, that were so dangerous, they were so avoided, that a writer, and it wasn't a black writer, it was a Jewish writer, he coined the term and he named them the Black Murderers Row. These fighters were so avoided, and they were so naturally talented and gifted and tough, that they had to actually create their own tournament and fight against each other. You can look all this up. These fighters, they were avoided by some of the most famous fighters in the sport at that time. I'm talking about from Sugar Ray Robinson to Jake LaMotta, and the list just goes on and on and on. All of the big names, they avoided these dangerous, tough black fighters. I can name some of them. Charlie Burley, some of you guys may have heard of Charlie Burley. He's the fighter that Sugar Ray Robinson is known for avoiding. But there was nearly a dozen fighters on the Black Murderers Row. And once again, I have to reiterate, they were so avoided, they had to create their own tournament and fight against each other because they could not get the other names or the bigger names to face them. So they created a tournament and they would end up fighting each other over and over again because once again, they couldn't get the other names to fight them. And that is the exact predicament that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, unfortunately, may be in today. You have Errol Spence, who is the welterweight champion of the world. Usually, fighters are in line. They are trying to jump in front of the line so that they can fight for a title. Usually, that's every fighter's dream and goal, is to win the title, beat the champion. But Errol Spence is so avoided, he's so feared, that even if he offers contenders a shot at his title, they still turn down the opportunity. That's how dangerous and how good Errol Spence is. And I feel Terence Crawford is going to follow in Errol Spence's footsteps when it comes to how he will be perceived after he destroys Jeff Horn. But I guess the good news is these two fighters, they are willing to face each other. And I can tell you right now, this matchup, this is the modern day Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns. I was going to say hopefully this fight comes to fruition, but I'm pretty sure it will come to fruition. All I will say is hopefully when it happens, it's a big, big event. And it will most likely be the biggest event of the year, whatever year they fight against each other. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to close out with saying this. Whatever you do, don't miss the radio show, the DBN radio show this Sunday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, where we have special guests, we have a full panel, and you guys can call in and join the conversation. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.